Okay, ready for our next caller? Yeah?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Chelsea from North Carolina is asexual and wants relationship advice on asking out a guy she has known for a while. Chelsea, you are on with Ethan, Hannah, and Tangel. How are you?
Pretty good, and I want to be sure I'm pronouncing the name correct, because is it Tangel?
Yes.
Tangel. Yeah.
Tangel.
Yay, I got it right. I just want to make sure I was pronouncing it right. Tangel.
So, what do you got for us?
Yeah, basically what you just said. I've known this guy since childhood. We like after kindergarten we split, like not split like relationship wise, but like friendship. Like we got separated,
circumstances change.
Then later in high school, do what?
Oh, I was gonna say circumstances change, and
yeah, there you go. Yeah, and in high school we met again in, ironically, a church, which I'm not Christian, never really was. I really believed in that stuff. I just went to the youth group just to meet friends. Or
I went to youth group as an atheist.
I didn't have any friends there. I was kind of forced to, but also I kind of wanted to just so I could, because I was already miserable as fuck because I'm trans, and I couldn't. I couldn't even transition. But that's a different story for another time.
Okay.
But to get back on track, he was a hardcore Christian back then. I mean, Southern Baptist. I mean, yeah.
Ooh.
He wouldn't have been okay with me being trans then. But I didn't know that. I thought then years later, like as of this year, I found him on Facebook and we reconnected. Sent him a friend request, and I asked him, "Are you the?" I'm not gonna say his name. Are you the such and such person I'm talking about? And he said, "Yes, I am." But yeah, I think it felt like we hit it off pretty well. That's my vibe. But then I realized through discussing, then conveying my feelings towards him after a while, talking with him again and chatting and all that, I realized that I'm not sure where this puts me in how much he either likes me or if there could. I'm just like kind of confused. I don't know where to go with this.
That can be really difficult.
He was in a relationship with someone, and that person really scarred him to the point where it made him rethink relationships.
That's
and he only does friends, so he says. Now, I mean, I believe that, but I can't help but in the back of my mind, just like I keep falling for this guy over and over and over again because I'm trying to figure him out. I'm just like in that daze. I can't get out of that daze, but also I want to. I'm just not sure what to do.
That can be really scary. Yeah.
But you're asexual.
Yes, I'm asexual, and he is asexual too. He hasn't admitted too much.
Huh.
Oh, well, that's different. I was about to say, don't go there.
No, that makes
Yeah.
That could work. That could work out.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you're talking a lot. I mean, he's opened up to you a lot.
Yeah, we talk on a pretty much daily basis through text.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
So I guess you're wondering if you should, does he know how you feel already?
He does.
Okay, so I feel like if you asked him where he was at, that wouldn't, out you and your feelings and be embarrassing for you. However, the scary part is, what if it's an answer you don't like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you
are you
said he
willing...
already knows and hasn't asked you out.
Yeah, or maybe he doesn't know how to. I mean, you've also expressed that he said, you know, he doesn't really want a relationship, and maybe that's kind of a sign to just, you know, be friends, and you know, maybe when he's ready, you know.
I'm okay with. Real quick, I'm okay with being friends. I love hanging out with him. We click. You know, he's an introvert, I'm an extrovert, and that kind of contributes to our getting along.
Trans terror is a real thing.
I'm friends with a lot of introverts. Go ahead.
I said trans terror is a real thing.
Trans
How do you
terror?
mean
What's
that?
that?
Yeah, terrified of dating trans people.
Like being public about it. I mean, yeah, is he still religious?
Oh no. Well, I
That's
mean,
good.
he's not that kind of religious anymore.
Okay.
He's not Southern Baptist anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not even close. He's opposite of that now, but he's still in the Christian branch, but more, I might as well just say Christian mysticist. Yeah, he probably knows who I am.
Interesting. So you've told him how you feel.
I doubt he is, because he's not really big into atheist spaces. He's just big into philosophy.
Okay, well that's cool. And have you kind of said anything like, "Hey, could we ever date? I want to date you." Have you gotten to that territory yet?
I haven't gotten that yet. I don't think, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I asked him how he felt about me. After he told me about his other relationship that scarred him, made him rethink relationships altogether. What was your question, so I can get back on track?
No, you're okay. I mean, you did answer my question. So you've told him how you feel, and then asked, you know, how do you feel about me? And it sounds like he might have just said, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship at all. Is that correct?
Excuse me. Sorry, I just had a burp. There you go.
I do that all the time on this show. It's okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yes.
What was the sense you got back? Yeah.
Say it again. I couldn't quite hear you.
Sorry, I said, what was the sense that you got back from him when you disclosed your feelings? Did he reciprocate, or kind of be vague and uncommitted?
That's a good question. Let me. No, I'm not going to go back to my messages because we'd be here forever. I'm just going to try and think real fast. I think it was. I didn't really push. I didn't want to push too much because once we got to the subject of his ex, I didn't want to push any further than that because I didn't want to upset him. Do you think that was a good move?
I think that was a good move. I think, you know, you didn't kind of come in guns blazing about, you know, if he's opening up about something that was hard for him. You're not like, oh, cool. So do you want to be in a relationship? It's like, you know, take it easy one step at a time. I think that was very like conscientious of you. I don't know. It sounds like you kind of haven't really gotten an answer either way. I am one of those people that's like, say how you feel, and you know, eventually things maybe fall into place. I mean, he already knows how you feel and is still willing to be friends with you. So if you're still willing to be friends with him, if he says, you know, look, I don't want a relationship, then it doesn't really hurt your friendship to be like, I'm interested in you, but as long as you're willing to still be friends if the answer is no. Because it sounds like he at least really likes your company and likes and does feel safe opening up with you. And that can still be very, very a beautiful thing. But you know, if you feel like you can handle being friends with him while wanting more and not and just, you know, being able to not expect more, then it doesn't hurt to just try. I mean, he already knows how you feel, so I don't think you'll be surprising him
Kind of like a
asking, you
kink
know.
almost.
Pardon?
I say kind of like a kink almost.
Like I couldn't hear what
I
you
Yeah, I
didn't
couldn't
catch
hear that
that.
either.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making a joke. Like kink, like kind
Oh,
of
a
like
kink.
that is that like
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. I
Kink.
just didn't hear the word you said. Yeah. I'm into
K-I-N-K.
this, and if you're not, we can still hang out, but here's my thing.
My
Yeah.
cat just puked all over the carpet.
Oh.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
that's
Ethan.
interesting.
Sorry for getting us off
Sorry.
topic, but yeah.
I think if you can handle the potential rejection, because sometimes it can be hard and that's okay, maybe suggest it and feel it out. But as long as you feel like you can still be friends with him, I mean, either way, because, you know, I've had an experience where I've had friends who were into me and had ulterior motives the whole time. And as soon as I expressed that they weren't interested, they totally ditched me. And that was actually very heartbreaking. So I think just kind of evaluate, like, do I hang out with this person because I want more? Or can I genuinely live with just having them in my life at the capacity that they're comfortable with?
Native Atheist, thank you so much for the super chat.
I hope this helps. I know it's never easy trying to figure out what another person wants, especially if they're not telling you.
See, I feel a bit different to Hannah. I feel like you've already got your answer. I think if
Really?
you tell someone how you
What do you
feel
mean?
and well, I think if you tell someone how you feel and the answer isn't immediately reciprocated and made very, very clear, then they're not feeling it. I would take that as a sign that they're not on the same level as me, and that to leave it at that.
Tangel, you're more wise than I am. But at the same
Yeah.
time, some people are really bad at taking initiative.
That's very true. I wouldn't, you know, this is just me, and you know, I'm just one person.
This makes it so much more complicated.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Now I'm
I'm
caught in
sorry.
between crossfires.
Well,
no.
is he the sort of
No, it's
person
fine.
that need? Do you normally is he good at picking up on subtlety, or does he normally need to be hit over the head with the obvious?
What? Elaborate on that.
Well, if you drop subtle hints, is he likely to pick up on them, or do you normally have to be very, very blatant
Direct.
with what you mean, direct and blunt?
I think he picks up on my subtlety. I think he still knows how he likes. I mean, I like him. I'm not entirely sure.
Does he ever flirt with you?
I've never been in a relationship in my life. So I don't know what to expect.
All right, try
You know,
this.
I'm just like,
Try this. Try this. Say, would you be comfortable if I wanted to ask, if I asked you out?
I like that.
oh, you mean to ask him?
Ask him that. Say, would you be comfortable if I were to ask you out? That way he can say yes or no to the question without actually you cornering him into making any declaration about how he feels about you.
Interesting.
Okay.
I like that.
Do you mind if I write that down real quick? I want to ask
You can
him
write
that
that
right
down.
now, but I'm gonna write it somewhere else.
All right.
I want an update on this.
How would it make you uncomfortable?
No. Would you be comfortable if I were to ask you out?
Would you be comfortable?
Are you messaging him now?
No, I
And
know
you
I'm not.
use
Okay.
I'm just typing it out. I'm typing it out on Discord. He's not even on Discord.
Oh, okay, but hang on.
I'm just typing it
Use
out so I can just read it
use
later
the
and send it
terminology.
through someone else.
Sorry, use the terminology that means. I don't know what your particular area uses. Does date mean something romantic? Here in Australia, asking you out means something romantic. So
In the States.
do you need, does it mean the same for you, or would you need to specifically ask, specifically state a date? What terminology best conveys romance?
Date.
Yeah, well then say, would you be comfortable if I were to ask you out on a date?
Okay.
Yeah, that way it gives him an out where
Well,
he doesn't have to like be like, I'm not. He doesn't feel like he has to write out reject you. He can just kind of
Reject the
say, I'm not
question.
interested in the date. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I like that. That's a good answer to my question. And
Oh, good.
I know it took us a
I
while.
guess that's I'm just gonna have to deal with whatever the reaction is.
Well,
Yeah, I
Chelsea,
mean-
I hope it's good news, but it'd be nice if we could hear an update from you.
Yeah,
Call us
please,
back and
please
let us know
let us
how-
Oh,
know.
definitely.
Yeah, call back and let us
That's
know
not
if you want
rejection, but
to.
if it is, so be it.
I hope it's
I'm
not a
fine with
rejection.
being friends. Would you recommend if it's like a rejection kind of thing? Would you recommend me take a break from him or something?
I don't think that's necessary. I mean, I think maybe just reassure him like that's fine. Unless you feel like you need a break. If you feel upset by it and need a break, that's okay. But you know, I think
Okay.
maybe because I'm sure he is worried about hurting your feelings or the relationship if he or the friendship if he does reject you. But just, I think the best thing you can do is if you are okay with it, just say that's completely fine and just move on being friends.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking my call. It's been very helpful.
Good.
I hope so.
And
Good luck.
question about I do have a quick thing to say real quick about because I'm asexual with needs. Yes,
Mhm.
I'm not sexually active, but I look at porn. Yes, I only do it just to masturbate. So that answers that question.
Oh,
But I'm not
Yeah.
interested in having sex with anybody. So you're
Yes.
right, it is a spectrum.
It
Yes.
most certainly is. Lots of asexuals masturbate.
All right.
They just don't have any sexual attraction to anybody else.
all right, Chelsea.
Yeah, that's not me. Well, actually, it's kind of me, but yeah, it's kind of complicated.
Right, as we're
Take my
learning.
call and have a good night.
Thank you.
You
too,
too.
Chelsea.
Thank
Night,
you.
Chelsea. Bye.
Bye.
All right, ciao.
Bye.
Well, that was a great call.
She was sweet. I hope it goes well for her.
Me
I'm nervous.
too.